Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Pokémon XD Gale of Darkness. Now, as you can see, the playtime has gone up a little bit. That's because I did decide to do a tiny bit of Poke grinding. Tiny bit, not a lot. I also went back and looked at some of my team members' moveset with the move reminder. Mainly Sceptile because I remember I wanted extreme speed, only to find out that Sceptile does not have extreme speed as his move reminder move. That was apparently something exclusive to Trico and Grovyle. So, because I didn't give him extreme speed then, I now have no access to extreme speed. Which is kind of unfortunate, but now at least I know that if I see a cool move, I should have gotten it then, but nothing to do about it now. Now, you may be wondering, what am I doing in Pirate Town in front of Duking? Well, that's because I did decide to get the Eevee by dubious means because I really wanted to use the Fire-type Espeon. I was like, okay, I don't care if it's, you know, some more, like, morally wrong, getting the Pokemon into a dubious way, but I still did it, so I now have an Eevee through dubious means. And apparently, Eevee is a steel flying type in this game. Or correction, flying steel. So, yeah, apparently Eevee was, or is, Corviknight with Marvel Scale, which is very interesting to say the least. And by just level 5, these were the moves Eevee got. Mirror Move, Feather Dance, Aerial Ace. Don't care about Feather Dance or Mirror Move, but the fact that Aerial Ace was an early level up move, that's pretty good. Because that's going to be a good, coverage move to have on a huge power Espeon. So yeah, I did decide to get the Eevee. And the weird thing is, I got the Eevee by devious means, but still, it says as if, oh, obtained from Yuki-Q's dad. The game still treats Eevee as if I got it from start of the game when I didn't. I didn't get it from there. So it's funny that the game is just programmed like, Eevee, of course it must be the starter, right? And I've not checked the other VODs to see if that was the case, but now, Sceptile, my actual starter, says this, met in a distant land. And I don't know if that is because I got the Eevee or not, but suddenly, Sceptile is from a distant land and not treated as my starter. According to the trainer memo, which is weird. Because this is my starter. I started the game with a Sceptile. But I also, by dubious means, got myself a Search Kit at Trapinch. Now, you wonder, why a Trapinch? Why a Search Kit? Well, that's because those are the two Pokemons that Duking is looking for. Because Duking wants Wooper, Surskit, Trapinch. I somehow managed to luck out on Wooper, and that's what resulted in me getting my Blastoise. Because I got a Wooper from the Pokespot and traded it over with Duking. Now, I am curious of what the trades with the Surskit and Trapinch would be. Like, what Pokemon would he possibly have? But before I show you that, I'm gonna have to show you, of course, what Trapinch and Surskit are in this randomizer. Now, behold! Trapinch is still a ground type! Yeah, Trapinch did not get randomized at all with his typing. Trapinch is still a ground type. The only thing different about Trapinch is ability. It now has Forecast, which is way less useful than Arena Trap or Hyper Cutter. That was the other ability. So yeah, sadly, Trapinch just did that themselves. And I'm sure if Flygon saw this, he would be, well, a bit sad to see that Trapinch just basically remains Trapinch, just slightly nerfed. And now Surskit is fire poison. So Surskit is a Salazzle with huge power. That's right, for some reason, Surskit has huge power. Now, I know Surskit and Masquerain don't share the same type upon evolution, so I am not sure if Masquerain is a fire poison type. But I'm sure as heck hoping that a Masquerain has huge power. So, yes, a part of me is wishing that whatever trade he does with Surskit is not worth it, so I can just, keep the Surskit. Because I love Surskit. So, yeah, let's find out what trades he gives you. I saved the game beforehand, so if anything is bad, I can just reset the game. Yes, I have both of them on me. That's mighty fine. You're a super rare Pokemon. I've got to have it. Please, lad, I beg you, trade it to me. Super rare Pokemon to trade me. Well, let's start with Trapinch, because of the two, it's the more disappointing one. That's the spirit. I like your generosity, lad. Okay, we'll make the trade of your blank for my blank. Are you alright with this? Yes. You could use blank was traded for King's blank. That's mighty fine. Wonderful, lad. I've accepted your blank. I'm counting on you to raise my blank with care and love, lad. Right. What did you trade me? A Shroomish. You traded me a Shroomish. And Shroomish is a grass poison type in this game. That's right, so they are Venusaur. Compound Eyes. Meh. Wow. Minimize, Frustration, Perish Song, Extreme Speed. That's rule that Shroomish has minimized and extreme speed. Alright. Let's find out what a search kit is. And also, welcome Fairy. I did see your message with you being happy that I got Eevee, even though it was by less than more ways, I still got the Eevee. Yes. What will it be this time, the blank? The blank is... I'm conflicted by this. My reason for being conflicted is A, it's a Gengar, which is really cool. However, I have the Shadow Gengar. Yes, while waiting for Pokemon to spawn to get these three by dubious means, Mirror B did show up and I did manage to snag the Shadow Gengar. So, I technically already have a Gengar. But I guess now we can find out what type of Gengar is, and all that. So Gengar's a Steel Grass type. Well, no wonder Sacred Fire melted a Gengar. It's a Steel Grass type. Well, now I feel less bad about the Gengar fainting on me when I use Sacred Fire. It's a freaking... It melts from heat. Okay, that's an awesome nature to get on a Gengar. Timid. Natural Cure. Alright. Pretty decent ability. Okay, what moves does this Gengar have? Roar, Vital Throw, Super Fang, Shockwave. Really? Did these only moves Gengar got? I mean, sure, Super Fang always cuts the opponent's HP by half, but, really? Roar and Vital Throw? Not, a grass type move? No, I instead have Shockwave as my special stab move. I will reset the game though. And as I said, the reason is I do not have, or I do have, a Gengar in terms of Shadow Gengar. Now, his nature might not be as ideal as Juking Gengar, but that Gengar might have better moves than Juking's Gengar. A big bite, but I'll take it. Besides, I wouldn't have to level grind it for level 20 if I took the Shadow Gengar. So I'm going to restart the game a little quickly. I'm still gonna do the yeah, I'm still going to get. I'm just gonna do the Shroomish trade because, well, if I'm being honest, Trapinch not being randomized at all, just being a pure ground type, it may be sad enough to not want to use Trapinch. And also, through through the battle bingo, because one of the bingos had Flygon, I know that Flygon is also just a pure ground type. So the randomizer just nerfed Flygon. He lost his dragon typing. That's what made Flygon so good. He was a dragon ground type, and now he's just relegated to just a pure ground type. That honestly sucks. So I'm gonna keep the Surskit, but I'm gonna take the Shroomish over the Trapinch. Is it still gonna be Jolly though, or am I gonna lose out? Oh no, now it's Brave. Ah. Well, I'm not gonna use the Trapinch, so I guess it's fine. But as I said, it's better than Trapinch just pure ground type. So I do want to know about the Surskit. I really, really want to know if Masquerain is gonna maintain being a fire poison type or not. And honestly, fire poison with huge power, not bad, because that means you can actively use both of your stab moves. Because Masquerain has a pretty good special attack, so you can use fire without a problem. And then the huge power helps with Masquerain's low physical attack stat. You can still make use of the poison stab, so I really want to know. I got worried there that the game crashed there because of it lagged. Because it lagged. There we go. Alright, so moving into Shroomish. Welcome back, Blastoise. Let's train one of them at a time. Let's start with the Eevee. Because the Espeon is what I want to use more. Yeah, down fast Shadow Gauge went down a little bit from, waiting around and doing the Mirror B thing. Same as Armaldo's Shadow Gauge. And of course, running around means I can now purify more Pokemons. So I think I want to do some purifications. Now, I see if you said that you're here about Lurking Fairy, but I'm gonna force you out of Lurking to nickname some Pokemons that gotta be purified. And my reasoning for wanting to do the purifications, like right at the start, is the Venomoth is one of them that's ready to be purified. And I really need to know Did the Venomoth get good enough moveset to warrant having a slot in my team? So I want to get that Venomoth purified so that I know if Venomoth became a wasted potential or a gold mine or a gold nugget. And would you look at that? Venomoth is the first one to be purified. Yeah, all of 8 of them are ready. By the way, or all 7 of them. So we have 7 Pokemons to nickname. First one being Venomoth. Razor Leaf? But you're Psychic Ice type. What the heck, Venomoth? And, Seismitoth? I hope your other 2 moves were good. Alright, Mothra. I don't know if Mothra ever had a gender specified, so I'm not gonna complain about a female Venomoth being Mothra. I sadly can't do the heart symbol fairy, so it would just have to be Mothra without a symbol, because there's no heart symbol in this game. So just Mothra without the heart. Now, right, the huge powers. Sorry, pure power. Where's the huge power? Yeah, the Slow King. That was actually a Slow Queen because it was a female Slow King. Alright. Let's see. Did Slow King become a gold nugget? Dragon. Yo. Like, I know Slow King is slow, but. Dude. Dragon Dance. Body Slam. Interesting. Dragon Dance Body Slam. That's. Very. Very tempted to use a Slow King now. Alright. What shall this queen be called? Ruffles. Yeah. Ugh, sorry about that. The sneeze came out of nowhere. I tried to, dampen the sneeze by, closing my mouth, but I'm still certain it got picked up the sneeze. I don't like the sudden sneezes or like, oh yeah, we're here and we're gonna come out now. You have no time to prepare yourself for a sneeze. Alright. Ah yeah. The 4th freaking vegetable. Skiploom. Alright. So we have lettuce, cabbage, chuk choy. What greens are we gonna call this one? Eruption! What? Eruption and Flash. And Acid Armor. What the heck is this Skiploom on about? Anyway, what should this, what vegetable are we going for this time? Bloom. I guess. I mean, it would deviate from the others being cabbage, lettuce, and pak choi, but sure, I guess Bloom can work. I mean, I guess salads go into Bloom. I I think. B Loom. I don't get the significance of the B space Loom compared to just Bloom. I don't get the difference. Ah, then I will just ignore it then and just go blue. And then we have what's up next? All right, the Hypno. Yeah, what are we calling a Hypno? That is not too on the nose on the creepy factor of Hypno. Fire Punch. And but what the heck? Snapped. Okay, there we go. I was just wondering, is this Hypno gonna have a cracked moveset for no reason? But nah, he brought it back down by getting Snatch. But seriously though, Muddy Water and Fire Punch. Oh, you want to call this one Thief? Sure. She can be known as Thief. I just noticed Hypno's nose looks very similar to Igor's nose from Persona 5. Only difference is Hypno's being shorter and wider compared to Igor's that is longer and pointier. But still, the general shape is the same, that is triangular. And they both are kind of creepy looking oldish men, so that was something I just realized about Hypno and Igor from the Persona franchise. Next up was right, the Dark Electric Sneasel. What are we calling the Sneasel? Hopefully did not get any electric or dark type moves, because it does not want stab moves. Water Shop. Okay, that's a pretty decent move. Barrage. Well, I guess it's in line with Sneasel's lore with it stealing eggs that it can shoot out eggs. Because I think that's what Barrage is. It is supposed to be like a move Execute can learn. Oh, what's this guy's name? Oh, by the way, a few days ago, I learned why Pokemon Colosseum has so many Johto Pokemons, despite being a Gen 3 game. It's solely because Pokemon Colosseum was one of the only ways to get certain Johto Pokemons into Ruby and Sapphire, as well as Fire Red Leaf Green, because those Johto Pokemon that were in Colosseum just didn't spawn in those games. So before Emerald was a thing, you had to trade it with Colosseum to be able to finish the national decks in Fire Red Leaf Green, Ruby Sapphire. So that's pretty interesting to know why it has so many Gen 2 Pokemons. Alright, then one more purification. Oh, sorry, two more, my bad. Now it is the Raichu, right, the Raichu. Now, did I get a female or a male Raichu? I don't remember. Right, what moves did you regain, Raichu? Rock 2. Thunder Wave is good. Sword Stance? What? Sword Stand Thunderwave Rock Tomb. That's an interesting moveset on this. Ah, I got female Raichu. That's what I got. Female Raichu. But still, that's interesting. So what is her name going to be? Volta, yeah. Whoops. Did not mean to press the E there. There, Volta. And now the final purification, which was the Noctowl. So not lurking yet, it's also a Noctowl. Seismic Toss, okay. Confusion. I would have liked if it was Psychic, but finally something that was a Psychic type move, I guess. Oh, what are we calling Noctowl? Glass. Alright. I take it you just looking around for stuff in your room now? The room now, Fairy, for stuff you just nicknamed? Because the Eevee can wait until it evolves before it gets a nickname, the Eevee. So no worries, the Eevee will wait till later, because, well, it has not even evolved yet. Alright, we have this stupid second Porygon to purify. There. Putting in Porygon with Porygon, sure. Then we have Shadow Gengar. Okay, it's gonna be 3 moves for the Gengar. That's good to know. And wow, perfectly balanced with the special attack and speed. 115, 115. That's insane. The Gengar's so balanced with his stats. Oops. Alright, Gengar, you want to be... You don't want to be in this one. You want to be in this one? No. Or, yeah, you do actually, because your grass type can't later on. Yeah, you want to be here. Then we have the Apom. Do I still have a dragon type somewhere in any of these boxes? Yes, I do. There. You go with the Lombre. Noctowl Glasses. I guess I can kinda see it. I guess. I think it's on Mall though, but I want to purify. Oh, I'm busy with the Eevee anyway. Nah, I wanna purify our model the old fashioned way. There you are, Blue. You get in here with your cousins. There we go. Huh, I perfectly managed to split it between Jump Puff and Skip Blue. Hey, I don't like that. There, this feels better. Skip Blue beats Jump Fluff beats Skip Blue beats Jump Fluff beats Skip Blue. There we go. Now we just have this final box to create. Which I'll wait with, but just one more box to craft. Well, what was your other move, Hypno? What was your last move? Thief. Wow. You actually predicted it, Fairy. I guess you just called it thief because Hypno looks like a thief, but you somehow predicted its move that he had thief. Well, now I know who's the true psychic among you and Hypno. Fairy is a true psychic. Hypno is a phony psychic.